Hey, I'm Scotty, and in this urban sketching tutorial, I'm going to show you how to easily sketch this reference right here, step by step. It's a really good one for beginners. We have lots of interesting colors and shapes. It's on a very flat plane, so there's no perspective involved. We've even got figures down at the bottom there, which makes it really great. Okay, so to start this sketch, we need to have some structure, so you've got the right proportion. So what we can do is come to the bottom of your page, so just come up a little bit there, and now think about the width of this building. Okay, so I'm going to leave some space on either side, put two dots, one there and one there. Okay, then get that length of those between those two dots and bring it up to here. You can measure it with your fingers as well, because it doesn't have to be completely accurate. And then place a dot here. And on the other side as well, we have a square. Now let's move that square up, again up here. So little dot there, little dot there. Measure it, probably bring it down a little bit and across. Okay, so we've got 6 dots for that main building shape, but then it goes up a little bit more. If we get that top length there, and we divide that into 3, so that's about a third, that's how far we go up again. So put another dot there, about a third of this section, and a third of this section. Okay, now one more dot. That third that we went up, go to the middle, and then go up again, and add another dot. And let's start at this top here. So let's make this triangle. What I'm going to do is go across from this corner and put a little dot there and then this side, just so this triangle is even around there. Okay, and let's just go up from this point up to there, like this. And when you're drawing these lines, be very expressive, be wobbly, it's totally fine. You can do it slowly, but give it a little bit of a zigzag every now and again. This adds character. We can go up, see that there's a little antenna here, goes at an angle, and then another angle up like this, and then there's something on the end. Can draw lines. That's a nice detail there. And coming down. Now we're going to come all the way down just to outline this shape. Come down here. And there's lots of random pipes, so that's why it's okay to just make it really random like this. Coming down, but I'm looking at this dot. So I can look up at the reference, look at this where I'm going, make sure I'm heading towards that point. Okay. And then finish it off that way. And then come down this side. Now if you like, you can just draw a straight line as straight as you can, but doing this avoids, if you're trying to draw it very straight, making these nice little character lines. It doesn't mean that it has to be perfectly straight, like that. Okay, there's the outline of the building. So hopefully that's easy so far. Next step, let's break it down even further. So we've got our dots here, if you can still see them, and we'll go in just a bit. And this is the corner of the red sign that we've got there. So you've got that point there. And then between the bottom of the building and the top of the red sign, go halfway, but then up a little bit. So halfway would be about there, then up a little bit, and across the other side. So go across, let's do a box. And somewhere there will be the change in direction. We'll go up from the bottom about 2/3 and a line there and there. That's where I'll put that little indent and go across here. And then at the bottom, now we have that red sign where the Coca-Cola logo is. Let's draw the people. So if his feet, the figure in the middle there, slightly to the right, and his feet are at the bottom here, and then his head comes down a little bit. So 2 dots like that. Now, if I was to do the head about this big, then the body's roughly broken up into 2. You can see that's where his waist is. So that sort of helps. I'll show you how to do that. So now let's just outline the head, and then he's got his hoodie there. Comes down his bags there, and that's his waist. Comes up like, okay, and then his legs down and his feet. Probably too big there, but that's all right. Okay, we're just outlining. So we've got those 3 shapes there. And then you can add in some more details here. So the arm comes down to about halfway to the waist there, and then goes down like this. Okay, and we'll add in some hair. So small, this figure. He is looking at us, so I might just put one little dot where his eye would be. And then, so the next figure here, the height of the head is the same, because that is where the person took the photo from. So both heads would be the same height, but she's a little bit closer, so her feet are actually a little bit below this guy's feet. So the head would be slightly bigger, and then divide it into 2 again. Just a really simple way to draw figures in your scene. Let's draw the hair first, bow there, and then let's draw the top part of the figure, and just outline in that shape, and then there's a bag strap. It's very impressionistic. And then we come down this way, and then the feet here. Now we can do the rest of the shop here. Come across, comes forward a little bit. And if you want to, you can add a bit of a street gutter there. So we'll just do these main shapes behind the peak at that. Let's break down this door. So if actually we draw each side like this, and there you can see there's a few layers to that wall there. Now if we break this into 3, so we've got that door in the middle, and we can come down like this. If your line is ever a little bit too angled, just go over it again, second time like that. The door open, box there. Then here next to him is a cooler, some sort of box. And we'll add a few signs, just a few posters. And now let's focus on this top section right here. So if we start at the top here, let's just go down a little bit there and go across. So down on either side. Let's add a line like this. And then at the bottom here, a similar kind of line. Okay, now we have 2 points to put those windows between. We can go right into the middle. I'd say it's about there, just in between those 2 lines. And then let's make that a little bit thicker. And that is the area where those green tiles are. I'm trying to make it parallel to that line. And then on this side. We don't have to add all those little tiles in yet. I might use a Posca pen for that. Now let's simply link these up this side. And then go up here a bit and bring this in. So we've got this curve here. So I'll put a dot halfway up, and that'll help us get it right in the middle. You can come down this and down like this. And now you can add in some of that detail. Okay, and then the windows, they come down a little bit from that point to about there, and they come to about there. You can do that down the bottom as well. 2 dots there, 2 dots. So we've got 3 even spaces. Now, what we can do, go across and down. Try your best to go down. If it's wonky, that's okay. Go over it a second time, add a second line like this. A little bit of thickness at the top, and you can see about halfway is this section of the window like that. A little bit between the 2. Okay. That. And the last one here. We're going to fill out the details from the top to the bottom around the outside, okay? So let's just silhouette this shape here, like this, and it goes up and has a ball. Some more lines there. And then we come down to give that thickness, like this, and it actually comes all the way to there. Same on this side, a bit of thickness to there. I'm just going down, and I'm not going to draw any bricks. I'm just going to draw the differences between the bricks and those yellow sections. So I'm going down, and I want to create those vertical lines on the sides too. So we come down just a little bit, and then this will be our first indent like this. And keep going down, keeping this width about the same. It's about the bottom of the windows, and then there's another yellow section there. Okay, there's even a box of some sort. Comes across again, down, about there. There's another yellow section, and just below it is another box, like an electronic box for probably some sort of mobile tower. What do you call it? A cell tower. Okay, so there we go. We've got some details there. Now let's go. Oh, I like that little yellow brick there. Same on the other side. Let's go down. So I can just almost copy what I've done on the other side. It is this bit here. I love these little dishes. Now we can do this section here. It's yellow, and then it has green all the way down there. Well, I'm super happy with the building now in the middle. We have to do a little bit more on the outside. But how much do we draw? We're not going to draw everything because we want this to be the focus. So I'm going to add a box around this sketch just to frame it in. Okay, so try and do this extra carefully this time. I don't want to have a wonky line. Looks much nicer when it's straight. So here we go, up here. So you're sort of unfocusing your eyes, you're looking in the general area, trying to get that straight. Keep these buildings here very simple. So don't put too much work into the details here. We're just going to add some nice, simple lines here. I still don't want to rush. Okay, that's that section there. But this is where you probably don't need as much guidance. Just go with what you see. And we're giving an impression that there's a building there. And I won't be using watercolor on these bits. You're going down the building, and I'm just quickly, now instead of measuring things and making it perfect, I'm just guessing here, even if it's not right. Hopefully you can see this is a bit simpler. Okay, see how I've got my wrist locked. Just got my moving everything from my elbow. The next section, about the height of those windows, just a little bit lower. This roof, and where does it go to? Just about where that top of that green section there. go across, and they're a little bit closer at the top. Okay, now let's get on to the watercolor. So I have my round 10 brush and my Winsor & Newton watercolors right here. So we'll start off with burnt sienna. In this section here, we're going to go down this part of the roof, and then it's okay to leave little white gaps. And we're not going to do all the bricks just yet. It comes all the way down the side. So this is cadmium red, and also let's add a little bit of rose there as well. See, it's a bit lighter than it is in the reference, just nicely, just like that. So I have sap green here, so just block that in as well. So add a bit of viridian green into that sap green and continue this down. Now for the windows, so I have cerulean blue, and just block in each window. There are windows. So get Payne's grey, add little bits, highlights where they've got lots of stickers and things going on in there. Okay, and then we'll add that ultramarine I talked about to the Payne's grey, so making it a lot more blue. And then down here, put that in the people, because that would help them stand out against those windows. Now, while that dries, we'll start at the top and do the yellow in between. And then got cadmium yellow. I like having that, see that, those white bits there. Now back to those doors, do you think they're dry? Well, with this style of leaving a bit of white, hope they are. Okay, let's add some shadows. So for this one, such a colourful sketch, I think it'd be great if we add colourful shadows. So we've got ultramarine, we're going to add permanent rose. That means on things like these little ledges, we've got a perfect shadow there. Need to give it a bit more depth, even though this is a flat object. And then down here, and there's also shadow under each windowsill. So if you've got your colours are all dry, it makes a nice layer across all the other colours. Just overlapping a little bit of the colour. Okay, now we're doing the shadow under here. This is one of the coolest shadows that we can do. Okay, so let's get plenty of purple, and right underneath here we're going to cut across just above his head. The right hand sides of the people, sorry, like this. Now we're going to add some red onto this awning here, going over the top where we had. And then here as well, on the front, bleeding into the shadow there. Now the next section we want to do is all these little bricks. So we're just going to be impressionistic, but we'll get burnt umber. So what I'm going to do is add more at the bottom here. So they're just impressionistic, they're random, just to make it look almost random like the bricks are in the reference. I'm going to slowly decrease how many I put in. Then to make some of these little areas pop, like the green, get a bit more green, and all we're going to do is add just a little bit more of a saturated spot in some of them, like this, not too much. Same with the blue, might be a reflection in the window. Okay, I've used a hairdryer to dry all the paint, because now when we get onto the postmark, we want everything to be bone dry. We obviously have to do the sign here, the writing, that's really important. Let's draw that C. I was holding it lightly on this side to make it come out that side a bit more. A, that looks pretty good. I'll do the C again. I'll do this top curly bit over there to that dot. It's a bit more impressionistic here. Follow the idea of the letters, but just let it be mumbo jumbo. Okay, so I'm just going down, add some highlights to some of these top edges. A few subtle ones around this way. Might have a little glint on the edge of this sign there. You can leave this if you don't like this effect. Then we go across. Okay, and then up the top as well, get the angle right. So I've just got the corner of the tip, not too much coming out. Well, I love this really cute building. It was lots of fun to sketch. But if you really want to improve your sketching, I'd recommend joining my Patreon, because the full uncut version of this tutorial will be there, so you can sketch along with me. And I've got the full res reference there and a template, which will help you each step. Plus there's over 70 other tutorials there and fundamental tutorials. You can even vote each week to help me decide which reference to use, and share your sketches with the wonderful community there on my Patreon. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.